Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's story I'm going to be teaching you how to make this beautiful cut set. So grab your popcorn and sit down, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share to your friends you think that will be needing this video. So this is the bust line, the under bust line, the waistline and also the full length. I came down by 6 inches from the below the waistline. So I marked the nipple to nipple distance, that is, or your bust span. So my client's own is 8 inches divided by 2. I am going to be marking 4 inches all the way down to the full length. So after that, I connected it all the way down. So I went to the shoulder part. Her shoulder is 14 divided by 2, 7. Her shoulder width is 8. So I came down by 1 inch at that shoulder for my shoulder slope. So from that neck width, I came down by 3 inches and I connected it all the way to the neck width. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to get the midpoint of that. I marked my midpoint. We are still going to come back to that part. So the next thing I did was to mark my armhole depth. Armhole depth will be your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. So I marked my client's own, and that line that I'm going to draw will be my chest line. So the next thing I did was to come down by 1 inch at that bust point, and then I'm going over to my waistline. I'm going to be marking half inch on the both sides, as you can see on the screen. So once I'm done, I'm going to connect it to that point of the 1 inch below the bust point. As you can see, I am going to be using my pencil so that it will not confuse us. You will also extend the line all the way down to the full length. So the next thing you're going to do is the under bust. From that pencil line, you're going to mark half inch. Remember, on the pencil, after the pencil line, you're going to mark half inch on it, as you can see on the screen. So now once you are done, you're going to connect it to that point, that 1 inch below the bust point. You can use your curve rule or your freehand sketch or your ruler, depending on what you have. So from that under bust, you're going to connect it all the way down to the waistline. So you move over to that midpoint of the shoulder. You are going to connect it all the way to that bust point at that line, as you can see me doing. So the next thing I went ahead to do is from that bust point, I am going to mark my bust circumference. Your bust circumference will be your bust to your under bust. So my client's own is 4 inches, so I went ahead and did my bust circumference round, like I'm making a circle. So the next thing I did, I was supposed to extend the chest line all the way straight, but I don't want it to cross along, so it will not get us confused. So I just marked small at that part. Hope you understand what I'm saying. So you're going to measure that part. Mine gave me 1.5, so I'm going to input that 1.5 on that side and then 1 inch on the other side. Basically, on the left side, I always add 1 inch. It's constant for me. But then at that part, I am going to mark what I measured from the under bust piece. So guys, please, if you are making your point, ensure that the point is on that circumference so that you not get confused. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect from that point all the way down to the bust point. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to come down at that chest line by 1 inch. I marked the point, so I am going to extend it. That will be my new chest line. So the next thing you're going to do is to mark your bust measurement at that part. You input it, that's your bust measurement divided by 4. You input it at that part. So from that line, the armhole line to that part you mark, you're going to get the midpoint there, and then you're going to mark it. You're going to mark it to come down to your new chest line, as you can see me doing on the screen. So now once you are done, you're going to connect it to that point. From that underbust, you are going to extend it to that your midpoint. Please, can you give this video a thumbs up? Please, I beg you, give this video a thumbs up so that other people can see it. Thank you. So the next thing I went ahead to do is from that part, that line that is there, you come in by 1/2 inch there. So we are going to connect it from that underbust to that line, like you saw me doing to the other side. So the next thing you're going to be doing is to connect the point to that part. You're going to connect it from that side to that side. Just follow my lead so that you understand what I'm saying. So once you're done, you just have to input your body measurement. Remember to replace what you're going to cut out there, just like you saw me, you are seeing me doing on the screen. And also, please don't forget your seam allowance. You can use 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. Just like you saw in the first screen, I am supposed to be making 3 pieces cut set. So you're going to come down by 3 inches at that part. At that point, you are going to do the same thing at the other side, and then you come to the middle at this part. You're going to mark 2.5, or you can also use 2 inches depending on how curvy you want yours to be, but I use 2.5. So I'm going to connect the points around. Please, if you have watched this extent and you have not clicked on that like button and also subscribe button, please do well to do so. So the next thing I did was to label. I labeled that upper part 2A and 2B because I am going to still connect it. It is going to serve as my 2, so it's like 2 parts, my 2A and 2B. So please guys, don't forget to label, because if you don't do so, you are going to get confused while you are making it. So that 2A and 2B, I am still going to join it together. So now coming to the basque effect, I am going to place my number 1 and number 5 together. So I am going to place it. Remember, I came down by 6 inches below the waistline. So I'm going to hold it firmly together with my cello tape. So now the next thing you're going to do is to mark 1 inch at that part, and also go to your waistline. My client's waist is 34 divided by 4. I got 8.5, so I'm going to mark 8.5 at that part. So from that 8.5, I am going to come in by 2 inch. You can choose to come in by 3 or 2.5, depending on how curvy you want yours to be. So I am going ahead to connect the slanty effect at that part. So once you are done, you are going to blend into that part. You're going to blend in, as you can see me on the screen. You're going to blend it so that when you're joining it will not look somehow. Just like I've seen on the outfit I just brought now, if you want it to be pointy, you can come in by 1/2 inch, but I did mine to be 1 inch. I don't want it to be pointy like the one I showed you guys now. So I brought my 5 pieces, number 5, and I am going to measure it all the way down. So I got almost like 12 inches. So I am going to place that 12 inches. That will be the length of my back piece. So I am going to mark that 12 inch. So coming to the crisscross effect, I don't want it to have zip. I am going ahead to mark 2.5. I'm going to draw it all the way down. I love making the back of this corset because it's quite very easy for me. This is it. So I am going to cut out this 2.5 parts. That is going to serve as where the rope is going to be at. The next thing we are going to do is to get our 2A and 2B, and then we are going to secure it together with our tape. I went ahead and secured it with my tape. So guys, at this part we are done with our corset cutting, and please, if you are cutting it on your clothes, make sure you add your seam allowance on all sides so that you will not regret at the end. So guys, see you in my next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.